Welcome back to The Forge. Today we're going to dive into a really hot topic that's going to impact thousands of students, teachers, and parents across the Lone Star State of Texas. Texas' brand new bill they just passed that bans cell phones in K through 12 schools. That's right, folks. Governor Abbott recently signed House Bill 1481 into law, and it's set to shake up the school day starting September 1st. Coincidentally, that's right as the new school year kicks off. No more scrolling through TikTok during history class or texting your friends under the desk during math. The game has officially changed. So what exactly does this bill entail? Well, let's break it down. Okay, the new bill requires, or rather the new law, requires all Texas public school districts and open enrollment charter schools to adopt policies that prohibit students from using personal communication devices during school hours. And we're not just talking about cell phones here. The bill broadly defines personal communication devices to include smartwatches, tablets, even pagers. Basically anything capable of telecommunications or digital communication. All right, so the key phrase here is during school hours. This means from the first bell to the last bell, including instructional time, passing periods, and even lunch. No more seeing students walking down the hallways with those beats on their head, ignoring everybody. All right. Now, the bill doesn't dictate a one-size-fits-all solution for how schools enforce this law. It gives districts some flexibility. All right, schools will largely have two main options. All right, some schools might choose to completely prohibit students from bringing these devices onto campus at all. Others will likely require students to store their devices in a designated secure location like a locker or specific pouches like the Yonder system or something like that, or even charging stations. This means that students will still have their phones on campus, but they won't be accessible during the school day. Okay, each district will be working over the summer, or some of them may have already started this or come up with this, but to come up with their own specific plan, and they'll also be responsible for setting up disciplinary actions for violations. So expect to hear more from your school district very soon about how this school year is going to look. All right, I expect to see some arguments. All right, so why this big change and why now? Well, the primary drivers behind this bill are concerns from educators, parents, and even some students about the impact of constant cell phone use on the learning environment and the students' well-being. Okay, this was going to reduce distractions. Teachers have long reported, we've been saying forever, that cell phones are a major source of distractions, making it harder for students to focus in class and for teachers to deliver lessons effectively that the students are actually hearing. Okay, another thing is improved mental health. These kids are on their phones 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with that screen just blasting them in the face, instant gratification all day long. Okay, there's growing research linking excessive screen time and social media use to negative impacts on students' mental health, including increased anxiety, cyberbullying, and other things. Proponents believe a phone-free environment can alleviate some of these pressures. Now, let's not be completely crazy. The moment they get their phone back, they'll be on them. But this is also going to cause better social skills. With phones put away, the hope is that students will engage more with each other face-to-face, fostering better communication and social skills. Think about those cafeteria tables. Instead of everyone staring at their screens, maybe they'll actually talk to one another. Representative Caroline, what was her last name? Fairley, something like that, who authored the bill and is herself a Gen Z member, has spoken about understanding firsthand the distractions of these devices and how they've caused her issues. Of course, with any major policy change, there are always concerns. The biggest one we've heard is about emergency communication. In a critical situation, like a school shooting, parents wanting to know their children can reach them, and students might need to call for help. The law does allow for some exceptions, although emergency communication is really not one of them. We didn't have phones growing up, and we seem to be just fine. I know that there's going to be other issues like that. But I had a student last year before last, we were in a lockdown drill. It wasn't even real. And she texted her mom freaking out. Mom called, came up to the school, posted on Facebook. We had 1 million phone calls, kids leaving early because we had a drill. These are some of the issues that are caused, right? But it's important to know that there are some exceptions, okay? If the school issues you a device, like the school I'm in is a school of innovation, right? We issue every single student a Chromebook. They'll be allowed to bring those devices, right? Medical or safety reasons. Students who need their phones for documented medical conditions or specific safety requirements with a physician's note will be exempt from the law. We have some students who, they have that little device in their arm for their blood sugar and whatnot, and it goes to a phone. That's one thing there that will not be affected by this bill. The bill also acknowledges that devices might be necessary to comply with school safety protocols in certain districts. It's important to note that many schools already have emergency communication systems in place, and this bill aims to create a more focused learning environment while still prioritizing student safety. I mean, student safety is always the number one thing for any good school campus, right? If you're a student in Texas, get ready for significant change. This means you'll need to adjust to a new routine, find different ways to connect with your friends during the school day. For parents, it might mean rethinking how you communicate with your child during the school day. Emergency protocols through the school will likely become even more vital for you. For teachers, this bill aims to give us back control of our classroom, allowing us to focus on instruction without the constant battle against cell phones, earbuds, music, and everything else that comes along with it. Now, Texas isn't alone in this. Several other states have already implemented similar bans, and more are considering them every single day. It seems there's a growing national conversation around the role of personal devices in our schools. So, what do you think? What do you think about this new Texas law? Are you for it? Are you against it? Do you think it will truly improve the learning environment? Or does it create new challenges? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, guys, like this video, subscribe for more updates on important education news and other things, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.